Geordie Retro Chasers back out in the wild. What's happening, internet? What's happening, YouTube? Welcome back to Geordie Retro Chasers. Geordie Retro Chasers, the channel that is dedicated to anything from the 80s and 90s toys, movies, books, merch, you name it. If it's from that era and we like it, we'll feature it on these shows. Alright guys, see you back here very soon. How about we go and do this right now? Guys, well here we are again on another Sunday morning here at the car boot fair. Definitely feeling a little bit worse for wear. Big shout out Santander from last night. And then we are off to see Batman. But first, as we always do on a Sunday morning, let's head into the boot fair. Let's see if we can find any of those 80s and 90s relics. Let's take them back and let's have a bunch. Alright guys, let's get inside and have a fun. Alright guys, well here we are. First thing we've found is an 18 box set. Big 80s classic. Any big 18 fans out there? Here is a Transformer. He looks pretty old. Does he have a stamp on him? Can you let me know in the comments below who the hell this is? See how much this guy is.
Let's roll.
Old school Starship Enterprise there, guys. 1976. Older than me, that is. Ooh, look at these. Dragon Ball Z, are they?
Sorry?
Do you know who these are?
That, is it? I do, my granddaughter saved them all up. I know.
Did she?
Is it? Oh, she was into the horror thing. Susan, what do you call that? What it was I was doing. Exactly.
It was hard. It took us half an hour to get out the stairs. In the best part.
Oh, that's pretty cool, isn't it? The old R2-D2 glass. Oh yeah, really cool. And then there's looks like a Lego Batman feature. Alright, let's see. What we've got in here. Let's pick it up. There's some loose discs here. A couple of two just to look ready. Guys, I might take these three depending on the price. Love a good sports side at the car boot fair, don't we? NHL 08, pairs of 9, lips. Is anyone a Green Chill fan? What a show that was. Do. Talking about an album that changed my life. What a tunes these are. Just being released on Spotify. Little tidbit fact, these guys burned £1 million in cash for an art project. Let that sink in. We never sent anyone a Forever Friends Valentine card. Were you even a 90s child? Yes, Forever Friends. I think these were the ones we might have seen last week. And I think in the... I've never seen that Mulan before. Classic Disney. I'm sure we've seen these last week. Never mind. Here's what it is. Guys, go. can't actually remember which one we missed. We might pick him up. What we got in here? Anything or nothing. Oh, there's a Super Mario one. Oh, it's loose. So yeah, some loose games there. Come on, son. No, I don't think they've got much left in here. Keep looking. Oh, got some NES games at the back there. You can see those. It's pretty cheap. Any Mega Drive there. Cards. It's pretty decent. It is. It's a pretty decent Switch card. I've seen it before. Seems. Alright, looky what we have here. Let's get in there and see if we can find any retro cards for $2.99. You could be on for another pickup. It is. Alright guys, the local CEX is pretty stocked with some retro goodness. They've got some class titles in here. Oh, nice. What else we got? Oh, yes, sir. Everyone played Dragon Guard before? What a game that is. Wow. Hogs of War shot up in price on it. I knew it was collectible, but holy moly. What else we got? Some sweet Pokemons here. Master System. See, my trophy wife still sat here. He hasn't been moved. Alright, let's have a look at the cube stuff. It's probably going to take a couple of these home with us. Might as well. Don't know what we empty handed. Yeah, we haven't found anything because the charity shops, but it is what it is. Throw the hunt and all that crap. Let's have a look at some of this cube stuff up close. Alright guys, picked up a couple of solid GameCube titles, only a tenner. Not too bad, we'll have a look when we get back. It is. Mad when you go into second-hand shops and the games are literally priced more expensive than CEX. Who aren't doing too well, yeah. Pick up 4 games. Keep going. Right guys, can we just take a minute to appreciate just how cool that Thundercats negative is? Ready? 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 50 quid. Holy smokes. Is it worth 50 quid? Let us know in the comments. Just stumbled across that lime green Game Boy Color for 35. That is not a bad deal at all. Let's get inside and see if we can pick it up. Right, guys, there it is. Back on this. Yeah, we'll take that now. Left the Game Boy Advance. There, the Game Boy Color. The back didn't fit on. It kept falling off. And if you know Game Boys like I do, you'll know how important the battery cover is. Never mind. Right, guys, don't ever pass up DVDs. I'll scan this room when we get outside. You will be blown away. What a film that is. Wow. Unbelievable, Jeff. Alright guys, welcome back to Chase HQ. Welcome back to the warm. Hope you enjoyed being out in the wild, braving the elements with myself. Let's have a look at what we picked up, so let's get into this week's pickups. Sticking with the usual format, we'll start with the knick-knack bits, which are anything that costs between £1 and £2, sometimes even less, only 50p. Let's start our knick-knacky bits off with this little gem. And here's a cheeky little Funko Slimer. If you have been following my shows, or if you subscribe, if you don't, please go do it right now. You will know that I've been collecting real Ghostbusters stuff, loose figures. We pick up the Necto 1. We were this close to picking up the Firehouse. So yeah, we are building a lovely little... oh, and of course you've seen the watch that we got off Lynchburg Collectibles. Big shout out Aiden. So yeah, so we picked this up to sit on the little shelf with the real Ghostbusters. Official Funko little... I think Mrs. GRC said they were a mystery bag. But kicking us off for a 50p, not bad with a little Slimer. Boom. Alright guys, and the next couple of little knick-knacky bits are going out to Mrs. GRC because she picked those up for me. And how on earth I missed this one, but here he is. Of course, it's a little Jeffrey from Toys R Us. Toys R Us, to me, growing up was probably the greatest shop you could ever visit. Unfortunately, we didn't have the toy stores like your Hanleys and that up here. Well, we did, but I was really young, and I do remember Hanleys in Newcastle ever so slightly. But for me growing up, going and looking through toys and games and just holding nostalgic to me is good old Jeffrey from Toys R Us. Oh, and the last two little knick-knacky bits we grabbed were a Homer, and Mrs. GRC did tell me which episode this young lady was from, but I can't remember. And of course, the Talking Homer, which, you know, if you again subscribe... I don't know if you could hear that there, but it does work. If you follow or sub this channel, you'll know we are massive Simpsons fans. So massive shout out to Mrs. GRC for grabbing those. And of course, good old Jeffers. Thanks very much, Mrs. GRC. They will look wicked on the shelves behind. Cheers, pet. Alright guys, and our biggest pickup for £2, our biggest knick-knack, probably something that is the largest thing I've picked up for £2 for quite some time. And I'm going to need your help in the comments because... by God, I haven't got a clue who this guy is. Who is he? Who is he? What is he? Where does he come from? No, it's not RoboCop. It is a Transformer. Now, the chap only wanted £2 for this. I just took a little bit of a gamble on him. There we can see his Transformer sticker. I took a little bit of a gamble on him because I didn't know if he was complete. I didn't know if he worked. And more importantly, I haven't got a clue who he is. Now, I know you guys love helping me out in the comments, so do it one more time, please. Fire your answers in the comments. Let me know who this beaut is. More importantly, let me go on Google and let me work out and see if we can work out how to rebuild him. I'm presuming he's missing a few little bits. I think these might be his fists that fire off by the looks of it. They're missing. But yeah, I don't know. Was he for like a micro? Because he's quite small for a Transformer. But let me know in the comments. Not bad for £2. Will I keep a hold of him? Maybe. Could you find him on the table at one of our conventions we'll be visiting? Where we will be vending from? More than likely. Alright guys, let me know in the comments who this fella is, but he was a sound pickup for £2. Sweet. Alright guys, let's get into the disc-based stuff that we bought, because we bought some from CEX, we bought some from the charity shop, and we bought some from the boot fair. So we'll start off with the stuff I picked up from the boot fair. The two PlayStation 2 games we picked up from the boot fair are actually going to find their way into my personal collection. And the first one was The good old Getaway. Now, the reason I only bought this is because I've been scanning my game collection into a new app. And when I came across this, whether I lent it to somebody, I only had an empty box. So I thought, when I seen this, I remember from Friday from scanning my games in, I thought pick that up because you don't actually have a copy of it. All you have is the empty box. So the first one we picked up for my collection is the Getaway. And the second one we bought is Hitman Contracts. Yes, the box has seen better days, but it's all there. The manual was there. The disc is actually in really, really good condition. So all we need to do is swap the box over and we have a lovely, the actual front artwork in the back. Yeah, there's a little rip in it, but it is what it is. You know what we're like on this channel. As long as it looks sweet on the shelf, the GRC's happy with it. Not bad at all for, I don't know if we paid £1 or £2 for it. I can't remember, but not bad. All right, then as per usual, my good friend Darren, who is a vendor at the car boots, he had something to one side for me, which was a disc-based game. And this time it was a PlayStation 1 game. My lass is a massive fan of these games, so I'm probably going to keep this one because I get the feeling her and Junior GRC might play it. And that game is Buzz Lightyear Star Command. Now, we paid £5 for this off Darren. But as we can see, if we have a little look-see now, we can see retails for about a tenner in CEX. So Darren done us a real good deal. He is complete, does have his manual with him there. So yeah, Darren always says to me, whenever I get, bits and bobs of gaming or anything that he knows that we like on this channel, because he is a viewer and he is a subscriber, so big shout out, Daz. He always pops them in a WhatsApp and says, any good to you? No, and there's a few times that we haven't come to an agreement. I've been, it's not for me, Darren, but generally 9 out of 10 times, we seen last week, we picked up that mad little Pikachu thing off him. Still don't know what it does, but it looks wicked on the shelf. Let's have a little look at it on my shelf. Smashing. So yeah, so big shout out, Daz. Thank you very much for Buzz Lightyear Star Command on the PS1. Nice. All right, guys. Now, as you'll have seen, we did go to a couple of charity shops in a CEX. So let's have a look at what we picked up from the charity shops first. And we picked up 6 disc-based games. Let's quickly fly through them now and have a look. The first one was Wii Sport Resort for £3. Happy days, we'll have him. We'll always give good trade-in value, or always well flippable. So happy days for Wii Sports Resort for £3. Then we picked up Frankenweenie for Junior GRC. If you haven't seen this film, very good. Sonic and Mario at the Olympics. Yeah, we paid £3 for him. He probably only brings about £3 to £5. But, I wasn't going to leave a Sonic or a Mario game sitting there in the charity shop, so he came with us. Then we grabbed the Chip and Dale box set. Now, I was a little bit gutted when we got home because it was a double-edged sword. A, someone's ripped the bottom by trying to shove the discs in. But more importantly, when I got home, check out what disc 3 was. It was a DuckTales disc. So we have volume 1 and 2 of Chip and Dale. But then we also have volume 3, which tells me somewhere in that charity shop there was quite potentially a DuckTales box set. But it is what it is. We'll pop them on the table at the conventions. Not bad for £1. Right, guys, this is where it got a little bit interesting in the charity shop. You'll have seen that I picked up a Power Rangers couple of DVDs. Let's have a look at those DVDs. The first one is the Power Rangers Ninja Storm Samurai's Journey. And the second one, which is the Mac Daddy, is the Power Rangers Jungle Fury Volume 2. Now, you will get a lovely solid £5 trade-in for this at CEX. So if you ever see this DVD, grab it. We literally, as you can see, there's the price there. We paid 50p for him. And he retails, let's have a look, at CEX and eBay sold listings right now. Bosh. Don't ever, and I mean it, I watch Retro Rick. Does anyone watch Retro Rick? Retro Rick educated me to scan every DVD. Yeah, I haven't got time, but, in those videos, I did have a little bit time. So we scanned these, and lo and behold, he was quite a valuable, well, as far as a DVD is concerned, he was quite valuable. So, I'm going to make him our pickup of the week. Yes, we still have other pickups to look at, but so far, or certainly for the charity shops and the boot fairs, Power Rangers Jungle Fury on DVD makes it my pickup of the week. All right, let's have a look at a couple of things that have actually made their way into my personal collection. And the first one was a Facebook purchase, so let's have a little look-see at him. And of course, he is the replica Winston Zedmore Real Ghostbusters on card. So yeah, we bought him off Facebook Marketplace. Not a bad pickup. First one of many. He is the reissue, of course, but still, happy days. And then I added a couple of cheapy little shelf filler GameCube games to the collection from CEX. Let's have a little look-see at what they were. The first one was X-Men's Next Dimensions, which I presume is an X-Men beat 'em up. Now, let me know in the comments, are these actually any good? Because I've never actually played these. I almost nearly bought 3, but unfortunately, I think it was a Resident Evil. It didn't have the manual. And I'm a little bit picky and choosy now when it comes to collecting. A, I only want to do box stuff. And B, it does tend to have the manual now, or, I'm a little bit standoffish. So we did really leave one of them. But we did grab X-Men Next Dimension. And a game that I'm more than familiar with due to having it on the Xbox 360 is Burnout. So that now makes both. We have Burnout 1 and Burnout 2 on the GameCubes. Not massive heavy hitters, £4 and £5 respectively. Not bad for a cheeky little pickup. Happy days. Alright, we've got one last set of pickups to show you, which I made during the week. And that was a chap, again, from Facebook Marketplace. In fact, I'm actually going back there this week because he has picked up some more stuff for me. So, let's have a look at what we got. It was another carrier bag, but what was in the bag? Here you see it. Let's have a little spicy. It was filled with classic, old school 80s and 90s figs. So let's quickly browse through and see who we got. Up first was the original Skeletor from He-Man, Masters of the Universe. Then Aiden from Lynchburg did tell me who this dude was, but I've completely forgot his name. But I do know he was off the cartoon Brave Star. Can anyone remember Brave Star? What a show that was, by the way. Remember his horse with the gun? Outstanding. Then there was a Battle Tank, I think, is in there, which again comes from He-Man, Masters of the Universe. Then there was a Panthro and a Mumra, of course, from Thundercats. Now, I actually need a Mumra. As you can see, you can probably see Tigero's feet just here above my head. You can't actually see them, but I do sit my Thundercats up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to put Mumra straight up there alongside them. And we'll probably keep the spare, I'm sure that's Panthro. We're going to keep the spare Panthro and pop him on the table at one of the conventions. Of course, the most valuable part is his nunchucks. If you look on eBay, I think the nunchucks can bring him in anywhere between 15 to 20 quid. I even know just the little red plastic bit without the chain are about a £5 or a £10 each. So 2 more Masters of the Universe He-Man figures in there. And then there was a couple of broken ones. All the little spare parts are in there. You got to remember these guys are nearly 40-year-old. So he's missing a leg, but he's in there. He's missing, 2 little bits, but he's in there. And, of course, he's missing his legs. But, again, I have, if I just grab the bag here, we have all the little parts in the bottom here. So, maybe these can be a pet project for somebody. Or, I might even have a little look-see on YouTube. Have a look ourselves, see if we can fix them. But, all the little bits are there. All right, guys, that's it. That is it. That is us done for another episode. I just want to take this opportunity to do one thing. And that's to ask you if you could drop a like on this video. Share this video. And of course, if you haven't already, because we are now up to 260. It is climbing ever so slowly to 261 now. 260 subscribers. But if you've made it this far once again, thank you very much for taking time out and spending it with myself when we've been out and about. I just want to say from me, Mrs. GRC and Junior GRC, have yourselves a great week, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you all next week. Peace.